It's officially 3:33 p.m. and we are off the clock. All right, welcome back to the Girls That Get It podcast, where we navigate entrepreneurship through the quadrant theory. I'm Shakila, aka Kai.
I'm DJ Junius.
I'm Ashby Hunt.
And we are back for episode 19, honey. 19 came so quick.
Yes.
So quick.
Just slid right in.
Slid right in. Yes. So today's topic, episode 19, is about how to win in a saturated market. Big topic, huge topic. Mm-hmm. Anytime you get into any industry,
yes,
for sure,
you know, that's the first thing people always say. Well, you gonna do this? It's a saturated market. It's a saturated market.
Or even you, when you, yourself, like you're talking to yourself about like in a hesitated kind of way about what you can do firsthand.
Trying to figure out where you fit in.
Yeah, for sure. So we talked about how 19 slid so quick from 18.
Right.
Yeah.
What have you guys been doing?
Trying to keep up with this child. I'm a couple days behind, but I'm going to get caught up.
Ooh,
I am behind.
I told myself I was going to let the girls have it today.
You is?
Specifically you.
I know.
I'm right behind her, my bad.
No, don't get me. I feel terrible enough.
Listen, it was her motherfucking idea.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
My idea.
Oh, was it?
I never.
I thought it was yours.
That was my idea, but she's social media.
Right.
But I'm an editing queen. Listen, I'm sorry, baby. Listen, I'm on. I'm about to drop them back to back. Don't you worry.
On time.
Huh?
On time.
You got to catch up on time.
I was posting at midnight, just getting it in. But
Yeah.
it's not really getting me the
It's
engagement.
not getting the
It's not doing
engagement.
the thing that I needed to do.
I might have lost followers starting.
The very opposite of what it's supposed to do.
They say this
Oh my
is
gosh.
way too off.
Right. At least it's honest. At least we're honest. At least you're honest. At least, we are. I mean, I guess, yeah.
It's a challenge.
Transparency.
Hey,
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
And then, once I saw you getting your stuff
Trying
off,
to get mine in.
I said, she love a challenge.
I do. I'm guilty. Listen, whatever it takes. It's that accountability, man.
But
it
Yeah.
works for me.
Yeah, I love it. I've been loving you guys' posts. I love your posts of your behind the scenes work the other day because you had like the working perspective.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you had the work perspective.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
actual work. Like,
Yeah.
y'all been getting it off, like going through that phone.
It's actually pretty. It's not hard, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
Like, it's
not
not hard
grueling
because
work.
it's outlined for you, but at the same time, it's like,
That part is super. I like that part of it.
Yeah.
It's just like daunting. Like I gotta do this.
Yeah,
Now,
that
once I
part.
get in the groove of like going through the phone trying
Yeah.
to find.
Yeah.
It's cool. But
And that's what takes me out. I think
Yeah.
I get overwhelmed on the find of the.
Yeah.
That's
what it
all
is.
that. I'm like, where am I starting?
Yeah.
Lord.
well, that's the thing I do. I don't overthink it. I'm just like, let me just
Yeah.
pick out three and we'll go with one of the
That's
three.
probably the best way to do it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because those posts seem like they go. Mm-hmm. The ones
Yeah.
where you don't overthink them.
Yeah. They really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Killing
Yeah.
it.
I mean, my first, I think it was like my first or second post.
Which one?
I'm about to delete your comment. Tell me something I don't know.
You went real generic on your.
Like, wait a minute now. Everybody knows we can read this in every
guessed
single
all of
post.
I stay out my business. Stay out my business.
Hello.
All right, you guys ready to start?
Yes.
All right, it's
it.
officially 3:33 p.m. and we are off the clock. Cheers.
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 It got loud and she immediately looked at me. And I was trying to finish off.
Because she tried to suppress her laugh.
No, I was trying to suppress her.
It's at this point we're just waiting to listen for the goal.
No, you are.
I'm conscious of it too, trying to like make sure my
Yes, because I really need to drink it.
Yeah, really need to drink it. Matter of fact,
Like,
Matter of fact, yeah.
stay with me. I literally held it, and I'm like, why is she looking at me? She think I got these shades on. I can't see her.
All right, you guys. So we are talking about how to win in a saturated market. Today's episode, again, like we said, is about how to win in a saturated market. How we spoke about earlier about going into any type of industry. That's always like one of the first things that people say. It's a saturated market. It's a saturated market. But what really is a saturated market? What do you guys think that people are feeling or thinking when they say saturated market?
Well, they are interested in doing something that they feel everybody is doing. And it's what has their attention that everybody is doing. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm saying from the outside, like if somebody's telling you, oh, that's what you want to do, it's a saturated market.
Oh, what we do, lash artists.
Lash artists, the beauty industry.
The beauty industry.
Especially in a city like Atlanta.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It seems like it.
One more model.
Well, think about that's true. But think about even too real estate. Like people say, you want to do that?
It does seem like on trend once you know somebody who is doing
that
it.
Does it.
Yeah, then you're feeling like everybody does it.
Yeah, well, it starts like popping up on you, like, oh, so and so is interested in this.
Yeah, just like when somebody gets a new car, then all of a sudden now you start seeing all the new cars. Yeah.
Sure. I think people also underestimate how many people that there are
in the world.
Right, exactly. Literally.
Like, I had no idea when I was starting out. I'm like, how am I going to fill these clients up during the day?
Yes.
Like, it blew my mind that you had clients at 9 a.m. I'm like,
really?
Like, don't you go to work? Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this every single day. 5 days a week.
You always only thinking about your network.
Exactly.
Right.
And not like the reach of, whatever you do or whatever your service is. Like your immediate network, you already really know somebody or, know somebody who knows somebody. So you're just thinking about that. Yep. And that is the furthest thing from what you attract in the beginning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Exactly. Absolutely. Okay, so we'll discuss, coming into a new business and the most challenging issues that you may face, and how to set yourself apart from that in attracting new clients. Or customers. We always say clients because we're in the service industry, but customers and clients. We'll discuss challenging markets, their unique pain points, and identifying your unique advantages because everybody has unique advantages. Yeah. Right? Provide valuable tips and realistic insights on how to set yourself apart. Okay. And also, too, we'll share the significance of this topic for female entrepreneurs because we are female entrepreneurs and the challenges we may uniquely face. Sounds good.
Let's get into it.
So very educational, right? In that moment.
Educational.
Okay, so we already tapped into this a little bit, but defining saturated markets, right?
Right.
Again, we talked about being those in service. What else?
Even like products, like beauty, cosmetic products.
One more lip gloss line. Skincare products,
clothing industry,
for sure.
T-shirt line.
I be calling them boutiques.
Popping up everywhere.
But like if I see one more boutique come across,
like costume jewelry.
Yes. Also too, here in Atlanta, restaurant industry, like people want to open up lounges and bars and things like that. There's so many restaurants. I just feel like there's not a niche anymore. Yeah. If that makes sense. Like, sometimes when people were, I feel like back in the day, people would open up restaurants or lounges or whatever, and they'd be like, oh, this is a new type of something. But like, how many hookah bars we have? How many lounges do we have?
They're all full, though.
Yeah, every time. And also,
can't get a reservation.
Never. And then also, I was about to say, because they're popping up so quick, it's like nobody's taking the time to like specialize in
the niche. Yeah.
We can go to every one of them and get their version of lamb chops. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it's just
or soul food.
Yeah. So
all right. So let's talk about what an actual saturated market is.
Okay. So a saturated market refers to a situation where the demand for a particular service or product has been largely met, and there's limited room for further growth or expansion or perceived. Limited growth.
Perceived, yes.
Right. In such a market, there tends to be intense competition among existing businesses.
Yes.
And that's typically like based on the area.
Right. Right.
It's like a brick and mortar.
Right. So of course, anytime you enter into any type of business, there's going to be competition.
For sure.
And you know that good old saying that you're your only competition.
Yeah.
It's true, but it's also, you are going to have competition. You are going to have to be able to set yourself apart from what you think your competition is, or what, you know, the market says that your competition is. So identifying your unique value proposition. So just basically trying to tell your potential clients and customers, you know, why they should try you, why they should come to you versus somebody else, right? Or why you are different from other people, or why you offer a better service, different service, or a more unique service. Yeah, what sets you apart.
But also too, and although they're not your you are your competition in that model. You just need to be aware. You need to be aware of the standards, aware of your surroundings, aware of the standards of the service. In that particular area, so you are not over or underpriced. You need to kind of just know what's going on. So it's not your competition, but you just need to have a great understanding of the market in your area.
Yeah, so it's like not direct competition, but competition in the sense of like you do business, you do similar business. So like,
it's good to know.
Absolutely. But it's not like every day you're running a race and you're running a marathon with this particular person right next to you, and you're trying to beat them at what you think their sales are. Keeping up with them. It's just more so this is the industry that you're in. And you need to be aware.
In property management, when I worked property management, that was something that we did like once a week. It wasn't, of course, they're not your competition, but they are. And so we did a market survey like every Monday to see what our competitors, you know, within a certain mile radius, what they were charging for like our equivalent option. And also like we would have to go and walk those properties, the other properties, just to see like what you're what you're competing against for the most part.
Did they know you were from other places?
You would go blinds, like you would go like a secret shopper. But I mean, a lot of times you get familiar with one another because we're calling each other. They're calling us, we're calling them.
Gotcha. I'm like,
you popped up, I popped up. But basically, that part of that is really just also to staying on trend. Making the business actually make sense, because just like in the trucking industry, so like if somebody is, you know, you have to kind of buy for these loads or whatever, right? And you ask for a certain price, but if somebody is constantly low bidding, they're going to affect the market, and then now all of us is going to be affected.
And drive everyone down.
Exactly, absolutely. So staying on trend is super important too, not only just for you to be able to make the money be successful, but to not affect the market in a way that nobody can eat.
Enemies.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the beauty industry, I think nail salons did that. As we were like maybe 2000s. 1995 to 2000, 2005. I went way back, right? 1995. So like around that time, they were like price, you know, just beating each other out. And now that they raised their prices back, it's a bit shocking. Okay, I don't remember this costing this much.
No. And it wasn't.
And
I don't remember it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. Okay, so how do we, so we've talked about identifying your unique value proposition, which means setting yourself apart from your competition, but let's identify how you do that.
For sure.
Okay.
So one of the processes, like I said, conducting market research to identify gaps wherever there are unmet needs and pain points in a particular industry, area, or both. So, you know, in the lash industry, for example, you know, there are a lot of lash artists in Atlanta, but not everyone is offering the same quality of service. And so it's very easy to see what those unmet needs are for a clientele, for a higher end clientele.
And that's all I was just about to say, is basically, for me, setting yourself apart in a saturated market means literally being an expert in what you do. Like just overall, I personally feel that is what stands out, like good quality stuff, because it's not served up everywhere. So you literally consistently become known for just good quality work. And then if you focus on that, you'll stand out.
So identifying, to make it plain, so you should identify your strengths, your personal strengths, your passions, what we talked about in episode 18, and your areas of expertise.
Definitely.
Right? So, you know, if you go to my page, you know that a lot of the basis of my service is educating other individuals, right? So on hair care or hair growth or whatever. So you don't have to do the same thing that I do if that's not really like you're not where your knowledge is or whatever. Or maybe you're confident. You're confident. And so so your conversation may be just like cutting and styling, the finishing touches or whatever, you can, exemplify that and make sure that that is like the biggest thing that people are coming, oh yeah, I know I'm gonna have a fly cut or a nice little style or a great finishing touch. I'm not gonna have to do anything to it. It's gonna be great.
Yes.
Everybody can't cut.
Everybody can't cut.
Color.
Everybody can cut.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
So making sure that, again, identifying what it is that you do to put that on the platform.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you spoke a little bit about it when you were in your previous, when you were in corporate, about the process of conducting market research to identify the gaps, unmet needs, and pain points in the industry, or both, right? So what are some other things that they can do besides going to go pop up on somebody and say
well, for one, you can just the discourse on social will kind of tell you what people's pain points are.
Yeah, right.
Especially when you think about
it's not even a hard search.
It's not a hard search.
Yeah,
right. They're talking about it all the time.
Yeah.
And just doing the opposite.
Yeah.
And then, if you were going for a higher end clientele, top tier clientele, then you're going to do things that they would appreciate.
Yes.
You're going to make sure, you're on time. You're going to do all the things that maybe someone, it's not, all those extra things. Like what we talked about even with Levette, like having the snacks, having, you can choose a silent appointment. Those things that would appeal to a higher paying clientele.
Yeah, that you don't experience in the actual nail salon.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
right. Yeah.
And also too, we mentioned her before, but what's her name, Monique?
Yes.
Yeah, Monique. Say for instance, if you decide that you wanted to sell hair or to sell hair products or whatever, and I would always go to maybe 3 or 4 people that have something similar that you want to sell, and kind of identify their marketing, right? And identify what it is that brought you to their page or will bring certain people to their page, and maybe kind of mirror those aspects. Of course, you don't want to take somebody's full-on marketing, but it is a good tool to kind of identify what it is that you should and should not be doing.
Or that's what I was about to say, what is on trend more than anything.
Yeah.
Like, you'll understand how to put this out there in a proper way that'll get the engagement that you want, and then obviously lead to the sales.
Yeah. For sure. And that goes for any industry. That's also to
understanding
like,
what's around.
Like who we work with, Sierra. So she does photography and does restaurant photography, drink photography or whatever, right? So if that's something that you want to do, you want to probably go to those certain people's pages and say, okay, well, how does this operate in this setting?
Right.
Yeah.
Because there may be one thing that you do in the industry, say for instance, again, like a photographer, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna take pictures of everything. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you also have to identify what exactly it is that you're doing in that industry, right? So for instance, like you guys do lashes, but you don't do every single thing on a lash that would be on a lash, right?
Not at all. You got about 3 things
down. Right, exactly. Yeah, so it's super important.
It's niche down, but it's completely custom.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's the
whole point. I feel like with any industry, it definitely should be custom. Everything should be custom. You shouldn't be a restaurant. Well, you don't go to restaurants where they have Chinese, Thai, American, soul food, everything.
Barbecue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God,
So don't try to just do everything because you can.
Yes.
Make it make sense.
You got to double down on what you're good at.
Yes,
for sure.
Because you're not missing out on no money.
No, you're taking away money from yourself, actually. When you're doing all these type of different things, whatever, because in any entrepreneur, it takes money. You have to spend money to make money.
Right.
Like 100%.
Yes.
So if you're spending your money in so many different areas to try to stock up and make a sale, you're not really making any real money.
Spread yourself too thin.
Yeah.
I even felt that way when I was attempting to do eyebrows back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
In a sense of like, I enjoyed doing it. It made sense when I had a lash client to, go ahead and shape their brows, tinted or whatever. However, people were coming in, say for instance, you had a 75-minute appointment. You're 15 minutes late. You still want me to stop in time enough to do your eyebrow. I'm like, that's not my specialty. I'm trying to get these lashes right. And it would just happen so much that I just was like,
take it away.
I'm going to remove this from my schedule. And then to make sure I didn't backslide, I threw the kid away.
You could have gifted it to somebody.
I just tossed it. It was a you working on something. I wouldn't have given that to anyone. Yeah, I just tossed it.
Okay, so we've talked about brand identity before, and I hope the girls took the time to really
Identify.
Absolutely.
What you're saying with your brand.
Yes. So let's talk about crafting your brand identity.
Well, you gotta, if you don't have the wheelhouse to do it yourself, I feel you gotta hire a professional
for sure
to be able to sit down and so you can communicate your ideas and they can mirror that or like give you the imagery behind that and what that may mean. Because it's important. You want to make sure you are representing yourself in a way with your brand that you want to be taken.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And of course, always honest.
Yeah, something that aligns with you.
Aligns with you. Genuinely, so you won't feel weirded out and like you're faking throughout the day.
Yeah.
Something that you can't keep up with.
And also so that when people walk into your space and into your space,
they're not shocked.
They're not. It makes sense.
Like, where
because
did
they got to know this one person on this brand.
Absolutely.
And if you can't show up like that, that's a little bit offsetting.
Right.
They thought they signed up for one thing,
Yeah.
So make it all cohesive and make it what you can sustain.
Yeah.
As well.
Long term. So, and speaking about brand identity, other things that are super important are things, your tone, right? The audio you put out, the video that you put out, the aesthetic that you put out, right? So it's more than just creating a cute little logo.
And some italic font.
Right, and some italic font. Yeah. So, and then also to your content, the messaging behind all of this is super important. So like we talk about all the time, like you want to present yourself in the correct way as far as your brand, but at the same time, you also don't want to confuse people.
For sure.
Right?
Right.
So your messaging has to be on point.
And consistent.
Yeah. So when you think about your content and you think about your brand, what are some things that you guys do to make sure that your messaging is? Look at her face.
Look, I'm working on the messaging. Now, I think that I am kind of quirky. I'm kind of quiet. All those things. I'm quiet. I'm more of like a nerd on like the technical parts of it. And I think I kind of show up that way. Like, I think I'm kind of funny, even though I'm super serious.
Not funny.
I be laughing at my jokes. I laugh at my jokes. And so I think that shows up when I am
present.
Yeah, and I like to type the way that I talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What about you?
I feel like I give a laid back vibe. I feel like what I intend to show is that it's a polished package, but it's still like kind of ratchet and fun. I like ratchet hip hop, but I'll show up, Yeah. It's fun, but you can be a lot of things.
I would say, I don't even say like, I wouldn't say ratchet. I would just say like girl next door, hip hop, like.
Yeah. That's what I mean when I say that. Not like
girl from around the way. Oh, I know you didn't mean rat. We know you're not a rat. Well, you guys know I spoke about it the other day on social for the challenge or whatever about just being true and authentic to myself.
Yeah.
I'm a loud girl.
Right.
Loud. I'm fun. Professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of those
I'm a little
things.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
I think I can see all of that within your aesthetic of your page.
So, that's even too, a lot of times I see people doing things outside of their character, like, reels are a whole thing or whatever, right? And they go around and then you're scrolling through the reels and you're like, oh, that was a funny thing. But is that really for you to do?
Yeah.
Even those things have to be you.
That makes sense.
I guess I personally feel that way. Some of the reels that we do,
they
don't. They feel more girls that get it brand. They don't align.
They don't feel
this most recent
specifically which one?
The last couple were really cute.
Yeah,
but,
they were girly. They were you.
Some of those first ones were challenging, to say the least.
Hilarious.
I think it reads that way. If you're doing something that's outside of your comfort, then I think it reads.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this is more of a freeing space because we're not in the four walls or whatever, and we're kind of blending personalities.
Yes.
I think.
For sure.
So it's a bit different. Yeah. I feel like even
it's
though,
good though.
I feel like even my space, even though I'm like kind of more like conversational, loud or whatever in my space, but I feel like I'm a little bit more freeing in this space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, because we're talking.
I mean, I'm definitely way more talkative.
Yeah. I'm actually less talkative here than in my space. Well, like in my actual space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Might need to put a
Well,
camera
let's
up
just say.
prove that. I think I need proof.
No, I had to be.
Actually, you still got the cold turn space right there. But the camera in that bitch.
I'm
You should be
telling
talking
you.
all day, though.
All day long.
Yeah.
Like from the jump. And it's what I can say about this. I really want to talk to y'all.
You said you really want to talk?
To y'all.
Oh, right. Right.
That's the difference.
Okay, moving on. Okay, so my favorite part of this conversation is niche targeting and audience following and community engagement. Super important because, again, we are in our 30-day challenge, and that's kind of like the basis of it all. Even though with social media.
Keep saying shit.
Shots fired.
I'm dead, okay? I'm already dead. How many times you want me to die? Okay,
No, but okay, let's start with niche targeting though.
Okay,
so again, it's kind of like this conversation is kind of going to be like a little bit repetitive.
Yeah.
But it's like you have to kind of beat the horse a little bit for people to really understand.
Yeah.
So niche targeting. So again, we talked about if you are a restaurant, what kind of restaurant are you going to be?
Yeah.
If you are a real estate agent, we've learned with our guests.
Yes.
There's different type of agents. There's a commercial agent. There's a real, there's what is it?
Residential.
Residential. And also too, aside from residential, like Monica says, she does the.
Like she does like a short-term rentals.
Short-term rentals.
Yeah, absolutely.
She has like a property management aspect of her
Right,
business.
absolutely. But if you look at her marketing, she doesn't literally just market all of that all day,
right?
Whatever, mixing with each other. So some things you can market together.
Yeah.
For instance, like me, I can market the product and the service because it's the same. Yeah, absolutely, and education. However, you have to identify the most important. If you don't take anything else from this conversation, is identifying what it is specifically that you are going to do. And you have to make sure that you wrap that in a bow and you hand it to somebody.
Okay, that too. And you got to identify specifically who you want to attract. Yes. And that will help you in identifying, what you want to be in this niche market. Like you gotta,
who likes this?
Yeah.
So who do I need to go find?
Yes,
absolutely.
Who that person is. And
how
and
the
you solve
things that
their
you can
unique
appreciate.
problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about how they can actually do that. So again, like you said, client avatar. So tell them again what a client avatar is, or what a customer avatar, client avatar, what you're.
So it's basically identifying the client that you want. You can give her a name, give her a look. Give her a career, give her an age group, what her needs are, down to her name, like I said, and what that client wants. And so everything is going to be based around that client. Like my client is my client V. Everything that I do is going to be based as if I'm speaking to her.
Yes.
And then that's what I will continue to attract.
Yeah.
Got you.
What she's missing, what her needs are.
What pain points are.
What does her day look like?
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. What does her time look like? What does her coin look like?
Yeah.
All of that. Heavy on that part.
Heavy on the coin. Okay, so once you outline all of that, it is okay. I know that we are in the technology days or whatever, but it's okay to actually take a pen to a piece of paper and write that down and identify absolutely, and then research that girl, right?
Yes.
One great tip that I got when I first started in the hair industry, and I went to one of those hair shows or whatever. I took a business class, and they were talking about one like little hack for Instagram is, once you figure out who your ideal client is, where do they go? Like physically, where do they actually go?
They shop.
Yeah, where do they shop? So say for instance they went to like Saks or whatever. So you would tag Saks as your location when you posting up a certain service or something like that, because that particular client might be clicking on Saks. Hashtag Saks. Well, not even hashtag Saks. Like literally, you know, where it says where your location is.
Oh, yeah.
Your location. Yeah.
Manipulated in that
exactly.
way. Okay,
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So doing little things like that can probably drive some traffic to you, and you know, people will be like, "Oh, wow."
Shopping.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Lunch at Saks. What's the restaurant in there?
I don't know.
I can't remember it. But no, that's cute, and that's a very good idea.
Yeah.
Where do they go?
Right.
Yeah.
Where do they go? If it's Pilates, where do they go?
Yeah,
What do they
absolutely.
do?
Yeah. What's her lifestyle like? Or, you know, he or she's lifestyle.
I like that.
So once you have outlined all of that, so you want to be super strategic about the things that you do next, right? Again, like we said, once you're getting them in there, once you're grabbing them, they're attracted to you, making sure that the environment is up to standards for her. If she's a Saks girl, she needs to have a Saks environment.
It's up to par.
Absolutely.
And then that's also branding too. Like that's how you kind of like with what is it, word of mouth, like giving that client an exceptional experience.
Yeah, well, that's the next part, building strong relationships with them so that you can actually do
other girls like her.
Yes,
to you.
absolutely.
Yes. Once you get one,
they're all coming.
They're all coming.
Yeah,
they may not all stay, but they're all coming. Once you get that one through the door and give them a good experience.
Yeah. Another part about how you will stand out after these people are coming to you is being consistent thereafter, right? Yeah. So that is the best way.
That's the worst part.
That's the worst part.
You have a great experience.
When you have
a great experience. So I get girls all the time because, you know, things get trendy.
Yeah.
So like when iTips or microlinks became like a trendy thing, they're like, okay, like, are you that type of stylist where I get these install in, but then I can't come back in and get it tightened or freshened up or whatever. So you have to make sure that you're able to maintain that level of service for other people. I mean, for the people that you are trying to get, because Saks lady does not want to get this exceptional $500 service and then can't return to get it maintained.
Yep.
Right?
Because it makes the initial investment not even like worth it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, it wastes their money.
And their time. And their expectation. I've been that girl. I've had a quality experience and I'm so excited about it and I'm thrilled and I'm ready to go back and it just doesn't meet. Or just over time, people just get so relaxed with you.
Yeah.
It's one thing to, like, you know, everybody doesn't have perfect days, but at the end of the day, like, you just completely fall off the map to the point how you responding to me.
Yeah.
Everything's different.
You got me questioning myself.
Yes. So also too, so the next step after that is, even though being consistent and making sure that you still providing the same level of service, but not boring your clients, consistently not being innovative, not giving them new experiences, not giving them a new level of service. Like, I understand, like, providing the same level of great quality service, but people get bored.
Yeah, people get bored. Absolutely, with
People
lashes.
get bored.
That's like every couple of appointments, I'm asking, like, are we still good with this? Are we trying something new?
Yeah.
Doing a different curl? Like, how are we feeling?
Yeah.
Most of my girls are pretty consistent.
And too scared to try anything else for not wanting, liking it.
Yeah. So I'll give two examples. I'll give a lash example and a hair example. So I remember I've been going to you for years upon years. And then one day she decided to just wing it and do like this super wispy freaking look, and I'm like, bitch,
you went for it.
I look good.
Surprised you.
But you only know, like, I know that I can get that off on you because we have that relationship and I know you trust me. And there's something about, like, what we get when we go off to these training classes or whatever, we immediately get DMs like, can you try that on me? Like, what's the new look, what we're going for? So just people seeing you over the years, like, constantly refresh yourself and constantly, like, upgrade and update your level of education, that's exciting for them as well.
Yeah.
It might not even be for them, you know what I mean? But just seeing you do that, you are set apart in their eyes from what they, see.
And it justifies the price point
Yes.
change. It justifies the high,
Yes.
it justifies all of that.
Yeah. So trying new things, still being innovative, and also
You were saying on the hair.
On the hair example is, I might do your curls a little bit different this time. We might do a little feather. We might do a little part in the middle. We might, spice the color up a little bit. Like, okay, last time we were super warm and whatever. Let's do a little bit of ash and a little bit of pop here or whatever. Just a little something to make you look different if you've been looking the same for the last 2-3 months.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I had a funny story about that one time. A client of mine, when she left town, she was wearing a beautiful M curl set. She was wearing hybrid, but decided that was too much, so we went down to M curl classics. She went away out of town for a couple months and got on with her homegirls, Lash Girl out there, and then was so funny. They did something completely different from what I would have done or whatever. And I would have expected her to text me and ask me what's the setup if she needed to get hold down, but she didn't anyway. That new work on, and I asked her. I said, are you comfortable with this? Do you want me to keep up with what this is? Because it was work that I could work behind. And she was like, yes, I thought it was pretty. And then I guess on her own time, just scrolling through her phone,
seeing her old look.
Seeing her old look, she came back and was like, what is that? I was like, girl, I could not wait. You're like, baby, yes. She was like, why didn't you say anything? I'm like, because I didn't want to be rude, and you asked and you said you liked it. So I didn't want to, it wasn't unhealthy, and I thought that was your taste.
Yes.
She was like, next time, just go. And I was like, you know what? Next time, I'm going to just be like, what are you doing?
I mean, but she let you know. But she let you know that she's comfortable enough for you to say that this time. So, yeah.
Funny things.
Yeah. So continuous improvement, too. So we always talking about higher education, doing, maybe taking a little class here, maybe, little something you have to stay fresh. Refresh your skills. And again, we are in the beauty industry, but we're not just referring to the beauty industry as well.
Definitely.
So my CPA was talking about how every other year there's new tax laws and things that come out, and her niche is entrepreneurs, beauty entrepreneurs. And she was basically saying that there was a lot of people in 2020 who weren't taking the additional classes to learn the new rules to get us the money that we need, because in 2020, we should have gotten the most money that we have ever, because there was so many.
Yeah, we were in the pandemic. And
absolutely, so many opportunities for entrepreneurs. But she, again, was saying that a lot of people don't align themselves in that way to get, they just kind of say, and what they know. And what they know. So it's super important for you to have continued education, higher education.
Definitely.
What do you think it is about the entrepreneurial ego that would make you feel like you didn't?
The money, if you're just getting some good money and you're consistent in what you're getting, you're happy about the dollar amount that you're getting.
Clientele's consistent.
And the clientele's consistent. It's just I'm getting what I'm getting, so I don't really need to serve you in any other way.
That mentality of if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
I kind of have that mentality about certain things and what I'm working with and switching up. Tools or small things like iPads or tape or something. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But I always want to remain marketable. So it's
that part.
I don't understand why you think you I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm constantly my things that are tried and true, I stick with. But if there's something that people are raving about, I will try it out just to see. I love a good product, and I love improving. It's a part of my service.
Yeah, you're big on that. You're big on that. Well, that's the research part.
That's the research part. Yeah.
And then once it's research,
and then she don't ask no questions. She's like, yeah, I'm signed up. Right.
You be like, I literally know.
Yeah.
Get me that, please.
Right. So what happened? Oh, okay. Buy two.
No question. Always.
Not a question. Always.
I'll send you the funds.
Literally. Okay. That's where we are.
Right. Right.
Literally.
Okay, so finding unique ways to differentiate your products and service. So again, we talked about the reels and things like that. Okay, yeah, that's all fun and everything, but you have to find your uniqueness and not do what the crowd is doing, and find ways to literally market yourself and show these people that you are you. You are you. One thing that I do is, show my personality. So, everybody is one of none. I don't care what anybody says. You're, even if you have the lowest of low self-esteem, you are still one of one, and there's nobody else that is made like you. So that is one way to really grasp and pull people to you is being, showing up
and
as
there's honestly a clientele for everyone.
There's
like,
a clientele
when we're
for
judging
everyone.
Stuff, it's like,
yes,
she
absolutely.
booked.
Yes.
Yes.
And I don't want her clients.
I don't ever want
Not at all.
Somebody
there was one young lady in my class in hair school, whatever, and she was kind of quirky, kind of awkward, whatever, had been through a lot of stuff in life. She was a veteran or whatever. And, people would, say like six of like, ain't nobody gonna want to go to her, do her hair, whatever. Baby, it's booked.
Yes.
She's booked in business.
Yes, because she's attracting people like her.
Yeah.
Baby is booked.
Yes.
Okay.
People found their home.
People found their home. Absolutely. So you have to be very careful about how you speak on others and their success,
sure.
and what your views is, just because that person is not you, and that's not what the norm is, and what you see and what is so popular. But there could be people who are not the norm or not popular and be making double, triple amount of money that you are. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
I think the biggest way to stick out and the biggest way to attract your niche is what stands out is like sticking to your boundaries.
Yes.
In a sense of like, this is what I do. This is what I provide. I understand within reason what the trend is or what is kind of popular within our unique industry is.
Yeah.
But if it's not healthy for you, and if it's like
I'm not willing to bend,
I'm not willing
to be the artist for you.
Exactly.
But you also have to hold yourself accountable to that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes people will waver because maybe it's not popping off the way that they think that it could or should, or this person's over here doing this, maybe I really should be doing this. No, stick to it.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you
Why are you laughing?
What if you've done the work and the education? Regardless if it's not like cracking right now. Like
give it the time. Yeah.
And even if you break those rules, because rules are meant to be broken.
Oh my gosh.
Even if you break the rules, which I have 2 clients,
and you
I break the rules for 2 of them, but they are not allowed to refer anyone to me.
Because you break the rules.
Because I break the rules on them. Yeah, and it's like, I'm not taking another client. Anybody that refer wants what you have.
Yeah,
That's
and I don't
happening.
do it.
And I don't do it.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
they're not going to be posted on my page. I'm not advertising. I'm not reposting.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, don't tell nobody I did them.
Actually, you could lie.
Send them somewhere else.
Seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
Because this makes me so uncomfortable.
And they can handle it. So it's not like it's damaging. They can actually handle it. But I am not. This is not what I'm aiming at. This is not the girls that I'm aiming at.
Right. So being innovative, like we spoke about, and being successful in your own right and sticking to like you and who you are and not doing things with the trend and following the trends. Some examples of that would be like Fenty, Rihanna.
Nailed it. She
Yeah.
nailed it because she went into a saturated market.
Saturated market.
And did the thing that no one else was doing.
That nobody else was doing.
Not a thing.
And nobody else cared to do. Nobody else cared to do.
They didn't want.
No. I mean,
they chose not to. Concerted effort to
these
not.
brown girls was mixing and matching multiple colors to get their shade.
And still, since Fenty has been out, many companies are still not.
They don't even care to
do it. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't even care to do it.
They sure don't.
And
even though we're some of the greatest consumers.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't get you.
No.
So another one besides Fenty is definitely like Lizzo's line. Was it Yitty?
Yes, Yitty.
Yes. Yeah. She took it to a whole nother level. And made sure that the attention to detail was there.
For sure.
So slimming, shaping.
Like it really solved
everything.
The problem.
It really
rather
solved
just
the
than the
problem.
aesthetic.
The aesthetic.
Yeah,
exactly.
it works.
It works. Yeah.
And then just having like size inclusivity.
Yeah. Doing the things that nobody else really wanted to do. They
and
were
nobody
pretending
cared about.
to do. That they were pretending to do and really were not doing.
With the models.
Yeah. With the
marketing.
models. Yeah. So
she hit it out the park for sure.
Yeah. She's just a doll.
I was gonna say one thing about just setting yourself apart. In some industries it's so easy to do.
Yeah.
Like I remember just showing up, the old school hair salon, like that was a full day.
Yes.
Just showing up and being able to get in the chair and you didn't just watch me to trick me. Like,
well, no, that's what I'm saying. That was a trick.
That's the trick.
You couldn't leave like
that. That's
absolutely.
Yeah, it's a setup.
And I actually got in the chair. That was like, it was mind blowing.
Yeah.
It changed the game for me. It's like, this doesn't have to be an all day event. Just that simple thing.
Yeah.
I have a client who has been coming to me for years, and she literally just every other appointment like, I just love that you respect people's time. I'm like, girl, how you gonna tell me that?
She's been through a lot.
Yes. She was
like, because I literally, before I found you, did not go get my hair done for like 3 years because
she
of
was
that.
tired of doing
Who got the time?
Who got the
8
time?
hours.
It's a shift.
Yeah.
And you still got to pay them. They ain't got no money
exactly.
for you.
Ain't got
That's
nothing
so
for you.
rude.
No.
So rude. Yeah.
I just can't imagine having people wait on me that long.
I mean, I would just be sweating.
I would just be
I
sweating
I
bullets.
would.
No lashes.
And they don't even care. They
on,
get to a point where they don't even care. Like
They will look you in your face.
and go eat.
I was just about to say that. And
take a smoke break.
or eat over me. Baby,
Oh my
you're
God,
eating over me?
right. No, it's wrong.
It's
It's
so wrong.
So yeah, those little things, I'm telling you, just showing up and lift it up, showing up and like being polite, man. Like just politeness altogether.
Welcome
That
with a
doesn't
smile.
even exist.
It
anymore, I
doesn't?
don't think.
Yeah. That was one of the things when I first came to you, like just you welcomed me with a smile.
Yeah, that little thing.
It don't matter what time it is. You are going to be greeted properly.
Absolutely.
It don't matter
Every
what's
time.
going on in my mind the night before. You're going to be greeted properly because I appreciate that.
You being here.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the first thing I'm going to think about is like, I'm going to get my ass whooped because my mama always speak to people.
Speak to people. Absolutely.
No, at the end of the day, and you, because that's a thing, like say for instance, you are going through it. If I don't come through and give that good morning, the first thing out of their mouth is,
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't
And
want
you
to
don't wanna
worry about
deal with that.
Exactly.
And you don't want to indulge in the,
Yeah,
you know,
I don't
so-
want to deal with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna get a consistently polite situation every single time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it sticks out. It's almost to the point where it's just like, I see that post all the time where it's like, sometimes when you're just being polite and people thinking you flirting. Yeah, like guys will sometimes, I'm just literally being polite and
Right.
it's so uncommon. People think you flirting with them. And I'm like, no, it's just regular engagement. Yeah.
I'm just
Like,
a polite person.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
it comes off, but it stands out in the sense of what you are trying to establish with your clients,
Yeah.
or your future customers.
So building a strong online presence, we talked about social and presenting yourself and, you know, who you are, being true and authentic. But we've talked about this in another episode as well about aligning, say, for instance, your booking or your website. If you're not in the beauty industry and say, for instance, you're in marketing or finance or whatever, you know, you cannot talk about handling somebody's coin, somebody's money, and then they subscribe to your website, and it's none of those things.
It's none of those
It doesn't
things.
give that I
Right.
trust you with, you know, or not even having a website,
Yeah.
Right.
you know?
Or in the sense of that, you're saying like that being credible, but also too in the sense of like, make things as convenient as possible for people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, so they don't have to back out of the social and then log on to the website, link everything.
Yeah.
Make everything as easy as possible so that when they consider you or consider booking with you in that moment, they can just maneuver through this with great ease.
Yes.
And that'll be another attractive
Yep, it's one of those things where you
yeah,
stand out.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
another tally
Yeah.
on your scoreboard. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like, wow, I don't even have to do too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
But just
also,
not leading with the rules. Too.
Oh my
Yes.
God! Say
I know
that
we
again.
talked about this multiple
Say
times,
that
but
again.
leading
No,
with
but it's so
rules.
important to say. Like,
No,
if we can say it
man.
a million more times, I would be comfortable saying it a million more times.
like how many more?
A million more times.
A million more times.
Like, come on.
Yes, it's so aggressive and off-putting to the person that you want. Like it's like check mode from the gate, and it's
Yeah.
like, gosh, what am I going into?
Yeah.
And then if
Hook
you
me,
don't
send me the rule, like you didn't
Yes.
really book.
Let me book
Yeah.
and then send me the rules. But
Let
also
me send you what I expect.
Also
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
if that's out the gate, that's out the gate what I expect from you. And then
Yeah.
when you don't serve that,
Yeah.
it's like, ugh.
And you have to do that because you're not marketing to your actual target audience.
Yeah.
You keep attracting a clientele that needs directions constantly.
Yes.
So that's your marketing that's off.
Yes.
Yeah. And it just has to match.
Yeah.
It just has to match. Like if I am looking
Consistent across the board.
Yeah, consistent across the board. I just feel like the energy of your site and the technology of it all should match what I'm like subscribing to. If you are a tech person and I'm looking for somebody to do some editing and things of that nature, like I want to see your skills. I want to see what you're working with. So like I should be a wowed and amazed when I log on to something, you know. So yeah. So leveraging social media, we talked about that. Content and marketing, we talked about that. SEO, we haven't really talked about SEO a lot on GTG.
Yeah, we still figured it out. I think on our websites, that's kind of like optimized. So SEO, search engine optimization. Yeah. You're using the words that your audience would be Googling or searching.
Yes.
And
so
I think now
to simplify it, it's like using the proper hashtags.
Yes.
You know, for instance, the titles of our episodes, using those right words, those keywords that'll bring the person in. So it has to match, again, what the conversation is, but also, too, where your target audience is going to bring that in. I
know for Instagram, to add to that point, Instagram now, that's why they kind of have steered away from hashtags being so important, is because they're using SEO in the search. Yeah. And I think they are doing that because TikTok, their SEO is so
powerful.
Strong. It's strong. And it's based on the caption. You don't have to use hashtags.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, kind of steering off the topic a little bit. I see why there's a lot of countries who don't want TikTok.
Oh, for sure.
Because TikTok is addicting.
It's addicting.
It grasps you.
It influences.
Yes, and I like to think that I have a very strong, independent mind.
Yeah.
But literally,
I get influenced.
The algorithm is so strong.
Yeah.
You look at one pair of shoes, baby.
All the rest of them are there.
Yep.
Back to back to back to
I'm
back.
telling you. And it can really mess with your brain.
See?
Yeah.
You see why I ain't on it?
Yeah, no,
I be watching police videos and all of a sudden now.
Now you're a detective.
Right?
Detectives. I ain't your good.
Kyle might be going into
a new industry.
Private investigation real soon.
On the drive here.
What would you listen to?
And I'm not going to say your name, cousin.
Okay.
But on the drive here.
Somebody had you do a search?
No, my cousin was mentioning somebody to me a couple of days ago, and they were like, "Oh, I'm not going to tell you the name because just don't worry, they're going to pop up. This my new boo." And So today, I sent a picture. I said, "Is this the person?"
Yes.
Oh my God.
They said, "Hell no," and called me. I said, "I'm the feds. What you think?" You should have dropped the name. He's like, all I said was the first name. Got her.
I am so glad to know that is in your expertise. I don't know when it's gonna be useful,
right? When it's gonna be beneficial. It's gonna be. I feel it. I feel it.
I might go to classes. That might be my next calling. Might be my next purpose.
Your next passion for sure.
Your purpose is gonna be the service. Stupid ass.
Stupid ass. Yes. Okay. So we know that it's not going to be easy, going into what we say is a saturated market and building a new business or recreating or rebranding, I should say, your business and making sure that your business is successful. So the basis of it all is just basically to stay resilient.
Yes.
And to stick it out. Deshae said it, sticking it out, because it may not pop tomorrow or next week or whatever, but if you stay consistent and you really believe in what it is that you're doing,
right,
then it'll happen for you, right?
And it's like, it's just in that moment, like you're not even measuring when that is actually happening because you're so focused on perfecting the craft.
Yeah.
I don't ever remember being like, am I getting busy or any of that? I was so focused on each set being like better than the next that I never got caught up in the measuring or comparing, of anybody's books or anything like that, because it was about each set for me. Is each set coming through the way I needed to? Would I be proud if I, saw this out in the street? Like, what I mean? Like, it was more about that. And if you could like simultaneously like have that off your brain and on your mind at the same time and just navigate.
Because the worst thing you could do is get overbooked before you're ready.
Man.
So
we talked about
that. Yeah.
So overbooked and oversold before you're ready to sustain that.
That's the worst thing.
When we were learning volume.
Yeah.
I wasn't promoting it. I'm just doing it one time at a time. I wasn't like paying attention to my books. Like, am I booking more volume sets? I wasn't even, advertising it to my clients because I'm still trying to perfect it. So it's like as I'm perfecting it, slowly but surely, it's like, oh, okay, over half my clients.
It built itself
volume.
up.
Yeah. And I never, focused on that.
Yeah. It's so crazy that sometimes I'll lay down and clients will just randomly ask me about how many of your clients get volume to classic.
Right.
I don't know why that's a big thing for them. Like, just to know, like, how many people do this person.
Pockets.
Yes.
That's for sure. That's definitely a thing.
So that's I didn't pick that up.
It might not be.
Watching it like, there's a lot of your clients get tape ins. A lot of your clients get microlinks. Oh, well, how many do you, like, could you do a day of microlinks?
Yes, questions.
Yeah, no, but it's more so just like a tally of who's getting what, like, what's the popular thing.
Okay.
And I'm like,
That's
you
what
know.
you think.
Oh, okay. Well, guess what? That is what I'm thinking, I guess. I never even considered
because
that.
What looks good on you is what looks good on you.
Yeah, and I'm just like, sometimes I don't know. I don't remember.
Listen,
I'm just like.
The next time somebody asks me, I'm like, 90%.
All of them. This is a fool.
Everybody.
Yeah, just in case.
You're the one who gets silk presses.
Yes, pretty much. You still hold on to these classics.
That's great, God. That's smart as hell. My ass be there being honest.
Well.
Give me 2%.
Right. Like, I just know the percentage.
Right.
Oh, girl.
Who knows?
I was going to say, so of course, we talk to the girls all the time. So, our thing is female entrepreneurs. So what are some things that we can say that female entrepreneurs will face in a saturated market compared to our counterparts, aka males? I'll say one thing.
Go ahead.
So, again, male hairstylists get so much more love than we do.
Do they?
Yes.
Okay. Really?
Women are so attracted to male hairdressers and hairstylists. Mm-hmm. And educator of mine, teacher of mine in hair school said that, and I just didn't really grasp the concept of it until I was in it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is that?
Man, there's like some built-in trust there.
Yeah.
That's wild. I guess I never thought about that.
Yeah.
But when I see a guy doing hair, I trust it.
Yeah.
Just out the gate. You know?
Yeah.
And maybe because they are very technical.
Yeah.
It's
it
the
could
male
be.
female thing is what you're saying?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's more of that.
I think it's, I don't want to say.
There's energy there.
There's energy there.
Yeah.
There's energy there. It's fun. It's like, seems like, that is the trendy thing. That is the, they're the next level. They're the, Yeah.
I get that in a sense, but also in the sense of just like the trusting the male and maybe like the more technical parts. But I also get, the attractiveness just to a male or being attractive to a male. But it's also that best friend vibe. Like my best friend gonna hype me up. Yeah. My bestie, my bestie. You know what I mean? So it's
it's no. Right.
Yeah.
There's no competition. I don't have to feel anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, also think about this too. So when you think about finance, like people in finance, or does your mind go straight to a female or does it go to a male?
It goes to male.
It goes to male.
Yeah. Even fashion, it goes to male.
It goes to male.
Yeah.
Yes, interesting.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
So aside from the normal things that you'll have to think about or to fight against or to compete against, there's this idea of we are behind. I feel like we're catching up now as far as like in this world. Females.
When were we able to even start working?
That's what I'm saying. No, not even that. When we were allowed to even have bank accounts.
Right, exactly, without a man.
Yeah, when banks were open, like you had to literally have a man sign off on you to have a bank account. Like women weren't allowed to have that. So I feel like we're always going to be a little bit behind. I feel like female entrepreneurs are killing the game right now. There was a study that came out that talked about female entrepreneurs in Atlanta in general, and we are killing it. We are like making 3 times the amount of men right now as far as entrepreneurship. So
to piggyback off the point that you were making, I personally think that we really genuinely have to adopt this collaboration over competition thing, because more than anything,
if I can high five you,
that part,
you can.
Yes, let me get in that one too. Goddamn.
This just can't be some cute quote. You know what I mean?
Right.
This just can't be some.
You gotta really live it.
You gotta really, really, really live it, and in a sense of like, if say for instance you're the hair specialist, and I go to you and I book you, I'm not gonna judge or question what you say based off of maybe what I think you think of me or it's just completely objective about the hair. And it's just a competitive type of energy, so still surrounding women around certain topics. And once that's completely let go, the true collaboration, the true like rising to the occasion will happen on a major level, on a across all the boards.
Yeah.
But we still that grab out of the barrel kind of mentality.
I think one of the things that women also deal with is we have responsibilities outside of work.
Yes, more so
than our counterparts.
Absolutely.
So that's going to also make it more challenging for us to build.
Yes.
And I think we're a lot more practical too. We're like, we've got these kids to feed, we got this household to take. We're not. We might be a little bit more risk
taking
averse.
too many chances.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
for sure.
All of that.
And what we've been taught.
And
we've been conditioned to.
Yeah, we're breaking those. We're
just now breaking those. Yeah, absolutely.
It's so crazy. I went one of my more recent visits back to Miami. Me and my grandma, we were kind of going back and forth. You know how we do, with respect.
Yes.
We kind of just challenge each other.
You don't get the head taken off.
No, I don't. I don't. In theory, but I don't. Right. But this was happening right in front of one of my grandma's first cousins, who I call my Uncle Donnie. And whatever I said, I can't even remember what we were talking about. My grandma just kind of rolled her eyes and was like, she just got to have the last word. And Donnie looked at her and was like, Hattie, this is your daughter. This is your baby. Like,
right. Like, this is your kid.
Yeah, like, what do you think you raised her? And so it was just the funniest thing. But, yeah, now we're, like, legit exercising that. Master your craft. If you master your craft, that is the quickest way to stand out in the market. And, like, identifying what you want to master, but mastering that, coming through exceptionally well every single time, and giving people an exceptional experience every single time, and that's how you stand out.
Yeah. My takeaway is, and the way to make it successful in a saturated market is being your true authentic self.
Yeah.
Displaying you and your personality to get the right people attracted to you. What's yours, Ash?
So mine kind of would be mastering the craft.
Yeah.
To add to that would just be like what you said, the experience.
Yeah.
And hitting those pain points, that
hitting those
your target audience has, just solving those problems, speaking directly to them is probably
the best advice. Yeah. Someone's gear.
One other one would be, like we always like to say, do the work.
The work.
For sure.
Do the work. So even though the things that you don't want to do, you still have to do it.
Hit every single mark, every single time.
Every single time.
And then to the point where it's so routine that you don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Certain things that I do throughout, like my service, my appointment, is so robotic that it's not even like a thought anymore.
Yeah. And keeping those skills fresh too. Like that continued education. One of the things that with new clients that have already had extensions before, one of the things that stands out to them is if I do a step that they're not used to, they're not accustomed to, and I'm like, we don't do, and
that's
and
that's
like,
true.
we don't do that anymore. Like that's no longer required. And I can explain why.
Yes,
keeping it fresh.
Yeah, keeping it fresh.
Keeping it fresh.
Yep, because they're paying attention. Because
absolutely,
they're
comparing me to their last.
They're comparing them, and they feel it.
Yeah.
Their eyes are closed, so they feel every single step until they get completely comfortable.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you guys want to add?
I think that's it. We said stay resilient.
Stay resilient.
Have the faith.
Yes. And if you guys have not started, you can still start on this particular day. What day is this? Day 13?
Yes.
No, this is day 14 for the GTI 30-day challenge.
Yeah. So what are we recommending them jump in now?
Jump in now.
On day 1 or 14?
14. Just jump in on day
14.
14. Just jump in on day 14. You don't have to jump in on day 1.
Yep.
Let's just do it. Let's get in the rhythm of it. We're halfway through the month, basically.
Work the muscle.
Work the muscle. Yes, absolutely. I have one more thing to say.
Yes.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Yeah, Happy Father's
Day. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to my
Happy Father's Day, Daddy.
Johnny Red. Johnny Red. No. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there. This is Father's Day weekend.
Yes.
We celebrate you guys just like we celebrate the mommies.
Yes.
And mommies, let them have their day.
I'm telling you. This is not inclusive. It's theirs.
Lord Jesus, let them have their
We
day.
know.
We know.
Right.
We know
I'm
what you
teasing,
did.
I'm teasing.
It's the truth.
Seriously.
All right, you guys, thank you for tuning in to episode 19 of The Girls That Get It. And we will see you guys next time for episode 20.
Thank you guys. We love you.
Hey, girl. Thanks for listening. But before you go, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.